Just, well, integrated strategy was a big focus. It was something I felt like we fell short on last year, and I felt like coming into this season, we're at a point in the program where we're good enough to win games, but we have to make sure that we're interconnected, interlocked. And I wanted to teach this better from my position so that the guys understood the game within the game. I think too often as players, and that's not just here, I think in general, we become spectators no different than the fans in the stands. We need to be focused on like the details and nuances that actually like over time will produce the result. So I started with just looking at the field and thinking how our gameplay should look in each area, both offense and defense, and also thinking about point differential and the idea that if we win the point differential, we're going to win more games, right? So it actually started with a meeting with Casey Barrett, who handles our analytics, that says the number one predictor for SEC wins is point differential. And my initial reaction was like, no kidding. And then when I thought about it, it became, okay, but then how are we designing to get that? How are we designing to establish that? Some teams, like Syracuse, even Wake Forest, they designed to just score as many points as possible. That's how they're going to do it. Some teams, Army, Navy, they're gonna. It's about point limitation for them, ball control. And so we have to choose where our slider goes. Well, when you slide to the scoring of points and being aggressive, the clock works against you. When you slide to point limitation, the clock works with you. Are you following me?
Yeah.
So now for me, it's every week we have to decide where our slider is going to be. Are we going to tip to aggressive, or are we going to tip to controlling the game and making it tight late? And then how you play within the field zones then becomes your integrated strategy towards that end. And so normally it's like backed up and red zone and fringe, and those terms don't mean anything except for they've just been handed down. And I just so happened to make a trip with my son C3 to Gettysburg this summer, and we talked about the cannons and the artillery, and I thought, rather than fringe, let's use a word that elicits this image of teams taking shots. Artillery zone. War zone, we've always said it's a battle of points. There's 7 in the air, and defense is trying to win either 7-0 or 4-3. Offense wants 7, so it made sense to call it war zone. Goal line's infantry, just like that idea that it's face to face. And on the flip side, I just use boxing terms, knockout zone, punch zone, but those are meant to defensively to elicit this idea that we're not in those zones to like play passively and allow access. We want to, within reason, create pressure on the offense because they're in a heightened sense of anxiety as they're on their goal line. So those terms are meant to say, hey, if the defense can make a stop in the knockout zone or punch zone, we can flip the field and set our offense up for the next possession. That happened in the Wake Forest game. Our field goal came off a great punch zone sequence from the defense that set us up with a good field position. Now the goal would then be, let's go get 7. So that's where it all came from.
So punch zone, knockout zone, artillery zone, infantry zone, and war zone. That's 5.
Yeah, and you flipped. It goes war zone is like 20 to the 11, or excuse me, 20 to the 5, and then infantry zone is 4 in it.
Okay,
that's it.
What are the other ones?
Oh, I'm sorry. So
knockout, I assume, is
knockout
like 25
is,
in or something?
Knockout is -1 to the -7.
Okay.
Punch zone is the 8 to the 19. The green zone, which just means you're playing to your identity, is the 20 to the 49. Artillery is 50 to the 21. War zone is 20 to 4 to 5, and then infantry is 4 in it. And I don't know, it's not like, this isn't like, new to us. We just wanted, or new in football, we just wanted to have like our own language, our own concepts, and allow those concepts to manifest in preparation so that we understand better what they mean in performance.
Injury updates of Rocco, Julian Hernandez, Quincy Skinner, how are they doing?
Quincy, doubtful. Rocco, I just say questionable. He's still on the come up, but Julian Hernandez is in. and then Devin Lee is also. Now Devin will be on some kind of load management because he's working his way back, but he's had a good week and feel good about it.
Yeah, I know after the last game you said you wanted to, it sounded like look at the tape before saying how you thought A.J. Swan played. Now that you've digested it, how do you think he did?
Well, he did well. I mean, he played within the system and was able to, convert on some critical downs and obviously score a couple touchdowns. And so, and he's done that in practice. I mean, that wasn't a surprise. Like any performance in any position, there's always the room for improvement. But we were pleased, with the fact that he came in there and was able to just give some energy to that offense.
What do you think is the key to stopping them, knowing that some of these players have seen teams of this caliber before?
Yeah, they're not going to somehow draw back when we show up. If anything, I'm expecting them to be ready and excited to defend their home turf and have the opportunity. So I mean, they're not worried about the helmet. They're worried about playing their game. It's a confident program and a confident team. And they're going to try to establish a physical run game against us, against our defense. We have to not just match that, but we have to be able to dictate terms out there. Defensively, they've caused turnovers and wreaked havoc, and we have to be able to possess the ball, and we have to be able to score touchdowns. And that means we're converting on third downs and practicing great ball security. And so the formula doesn't really shift for us from last weekend, but the style of play will be different, and so that's going to require a different style of play from us. We will have to be at our best to come away with a win on the road, and so I did not love the way that we practiced yesterday. I thought today we came out and had a better day, and so we need to build on that and build some confidence heading into the weekend.